Hello. How is everyone doing? It's your boy Casey again. Wow, it's been a long time since I last spoke to you guys. What's going on? You're just here at K-Sport. It's another amazing episode. But just like everyone, I was on a break. The whole COVID situation got me overstretched, like overwhelmed, and so I had to pull back a little bit. And every now and then there comes a time when you really need to press that pause or refresh button, and to stop and reevaluate your situation and the people and environment around you. So that's what actually I did. I needed to take a break from what was happening, and it's helped really with this uncertainty. The unusual kind of period that we're going through. Keeping a steady mindset, it's really very, very important and very crucial for your mental health and physical and any other well-being. A lot has happened during this period that I've been around since my last episode. But I'm not gonna take you back on that timeline unless I remember something. Maybe I'll point it out. But it's gonna be in my next episodes, because now I'm back to my normal schedules. I'll be doing my normal episodes as usual. But for now, we'll just accelerate with the current affairs that would have happened, what's happening, what has happened like in this past week, in the travel world and generally in the rest of the the news. So today, actually, it's I'm really inclined to talk about something really very not so much in the travel world, but mostly in the sports world. Because I don't know, I'm a huge football fan, right? Basically, I love football, or soccer as American friends call it. But basically, I follow much of the English Premier League and the English football generally, on the European football generally. So the past few days, there is a very, very ridiculous opinions and ideas that have been floating the news of the top 6 English Premier League clubs, breaking off the Champions League, trying to form their own so-called Super League. And I just want to give a little bit of my opinion on this and a rant a little bit as a football fan from my point of view as well. The first 3 words I'm gonna say: this is disgusting, this is ridiculous, this is pointless, is unthoughtful. That is from a point of view of a fan, because when you think about it, football, it's a game created with fans or with people. What literally these clubs are trying to say is they want to form a small Super League of their own on a few clubs, like for example, from the English clubs, there is Tottenham Hotspurs, there is Arsenal, there's Chelsea, Manchester United, Liverpool, and Manchester City. From Spain, I think there is Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Inter Milan, Juventus, and another club. There's a small clique of clubs. So they wanted just to get off the Champions League. So they formed the Super League, whereby there is no losing in this league, whereby it doesn't matter how much you play. There is no relegating. There is no, there is no purpose. Like the whole scheme takes out the soul of football, which is to the competition of the game, like the competitive nature of the game, whereby clubs are playing to be advanced into the top positions, and then those ones which are just playing poorly or performing poorly, they'll be demoted or relegated into different league, let's say in this case. But what will happen for this scheme is the whole thing is they have taken out a small group of clubs, especially the big ones, the ones which are financially in a big state, and they're just forming their own clique, a small group of them, forgetting all about these small clubs. As far as I've been following football, like English football is based on these clubs. Like according to history, these clubs were just like communal things. Like a football game is like a come together. It's like a focal point for people. It's like it's for people coming together. But if someone knows that my club is going to play, it doesn't matter like whether it wins or not, but the urge, the knowing that the competition, trying to win is what makes football fun. But if you take that element out of it, then football loses the meaning out of it, like nothing. Then if we're playing but there is no competition, we just play to play because we're not worried about losing, then it's senseless. It's just a business move. And when you look at it a bit clearly, most of these clubs that have been singled out, they're all owned mostly by businessmen, like the American businessmen who know nothing or less about like the core value of the English football tradition. Like football in England is a tradition, and for everyone who loves soccer, that. Think about it, like now where games are just going on without fans in the stands, even just watching from a screen, it doesn't feel real. You miss that element. So they have to leave that liberty, the luxury for the fans to enjoy the game, the competitive nature of the whole game to be left into it, not just to single out a few clubs and just make them like, okay, we're just gonna play like this, no losing, as long as we're going to be making our money, like there's gonna be the circulation, the money's gonna be within only a few big clubs. Then how about the little ones? Because normally what happens in these leagues is when the big club plays with a small club and there is winning, there's revenue that is generated, that is shared among the clubs, from the big ones to the small ones. It's that thing, that's what helps even small clubs to compete. It gives them an edge to compete as well. It's so absurd to see how this is going to be fun. That is, in case it goes through, I hope that this thing is just rejected. It's it should be rejected in all means, not to let it to happen. As a football fan, unfortunately, I'm Arsenal fan. I like. It's so absurd that even my club, that it's part of this whole thing. But it's from the business point of view, all the investors, they are looking out for it for themselves when it comes to these issues. So it's a very sad thing. I couldn't just go on with the podcast without pulling that out. I know there is some people who, when football is not one of your things, but at least it's worth a point. It's a logical thing. You can't take out a competitive element from a game. Then it's like there's no reason for the small clubs or for the young stars out there struggling with talents. Then what are they looking up to? To everyone plays to get into the big league. But if you take that out and then you separate yourself from this whole project that's going on, then it doesn't make sense. I'm a very, very positive opponent of this whole league, Super League thing. I hope the managers and all, the bosses get some senses into. They see the rejection or the opposition that is gained from the people, from the fans. The fans have a point. It's a fans game. Soccer without fans, it's not game. Football without fans is not football. It's a yin and yang. You have the fans to make things work. It's simple as that. I'm sorry to sound a bit, more emotional about this, but it's so sad. It shouldn't be done like that. They should leave the fun in the game we love. That's the thing. They find a better way if they have to think this through, to find a better way that it works for at least every club, and make things work evenly for everyone involved in the game. So now that is out, I won't go on and on with this one, but it was worth it to say. So also coming back to the domestic news here in Athens, things have been like all of it, as I said from the beginning, the period there was going to the lockdowns and then come back out, and then they locked us back again. But there's been like a bit of changes. Apparently we're a bit closer to the period, to the Easter period, the Greek Easter. I think is going to be around March. So they have set up some new rules of conduct, how things are going to be done. And also in the same sense, there is some the summer is close, and as you know, Greece is one of the biggest destinations for most of the people. So the government is looking forward to opening up the travel, the tourism industry on the 14th of May. And some of the businesses, the local businesses that gather people, for example, the restaurants and bars, I think they're going to be opened at on March 3rd and 3rd of May. Sorry, May. Yeah, not March. So in a few weeks, a week or two, things are tend to be, going back to normal. Let's say normal, but with the COVID. But there's also, as well as the vaccination is happening. I don't know if anybody has taken a bus. I'm gonna be honest. I've not got, haven't been vaccinated yet. Still, I don't put it on anything. It's been my laziness. I've been out of it for a few. I'm looking forward to getting my, first dose. But have a lot of my lads who have just got the vaccine. So at least I know it's safe. It's different to be having this, watching it on the news. Oh, okay, let's take the vaccine and all that stuff. But then if you have your own person doing that, at least, it gives you the extra confidence. And I know I'm not alone. I mean, let's be honest here. We all have that kind of second thought of, okay, who has got this vaccine first? I need to see what's going on. But that's my opinion, and everyone is entitled to one, So I think I'll get my vaccine. So things are trying to, to open up a little bit here in Athens, and generally some flights are going in. The domestic flights are now allowed to go around here, to the islands and all that kind of stuff. Also, international flights are also going to be open soon. I think that's what they're going to be open on May 14th. Yeah, if I'm really 14th or 15th. So that is going to happen as well. Basically, we're looking at like until June things to be running like normally, and also the vaccine. I think on Wednesday the Prime Minister was trying to address the state about building a wall of adequate immunity, whereby trying to vaccinate all the citizens, which is a very good move. And also setting up all these prerequisites and precautions for all the visitors that can be coming in for the visit during the summer, so that things can be at least not to lose this second summer season to the to tourism. It's a good thing, and Greece doesn't stop being beautiful. The islands, there also every business that you see, they have set up very, very there's a lot of precautions that are put in place of what to follow. I know it's not going to feel the same way by how we used to do it, but fair enough. At least we're going to be out of the these houses and staying in those house arrest. That thing is not good. I'm just hoping these things get down and everyone it's just okay. Also, in another events that happened, I'm also on top of being football fan, I also like music, and for everyone, I think it was last week or two, one of the icons, as I promised you, that if I remember something really good, I would love to point it out. So I couldn't also miss out the fact that one of the biggest rappers died, DMX. Simon DMX. For those people who love hip hop, I do love hip hop as well. So this guy passed away, and I think yesterday was his last ride. I happened to get a chance to glance on a clip of his last ride. This guy was taking on a monster truck with tractor tires, a huge, and his service was, I think, limited to a few people. But it's sad how this guy died. I think it was an overdose for some narcotics. So there's that. It also happened. Being that this is my first episode and I'm coming back, I'm not gonna make it so long anyway. I just want to round up a few things here and there, just to to see what happened, and just to say, this episode has been sponsored. We got a first sponsor, first of all. First sponsor for the episode. It's amazing. This is great news for us. Or for me, generally. Find Switch digital marketing agency. They're sponsoring this episode. So let's try to put that out as well. So if you have any issues with your digital marketing and all kind of stuff, you have to reach out for these guys. It's called Find Switch digital marketing agency. It's a local agency. They work both with all customers, whether international market or domestic. So they told me that they have an offer that's running apparently, whereby if you happen to send them an email, to reach out to them before the end of May, you happen to get a free consultation session with one of their digital marketers geniuses, like a free consultation session. That's a good offer. So guys, reach out to them. You can send them an email at info@findswitch.com, so to reach out for them. So getting that out of the way, I think I'm just going to wrap this up real quick. But before I wrap up, I'm just going to give you a little bit of an insight of how this past period I've been through is kind of a lecture or a lesson for me, and I realized that I'm not alone, or it's not been me alone going through the same thing, but there are lots of people having the same situation. With the whole lockdown and COVID situation, when things changed, most of the people happen to find themselves isolated in a sense that they couldn't have access most of the things that that used to make them take, for example. People used to hang out, people used to go to, have vacations and excursions here now and then, the human touch was lost, let's say. And this has taken a toll on people generally, and myself as well. I've been through some kind of a problem. So if anyone is there and you really had a problem, like a depressed situation where you needed to take, to talk to someone, and you have to find some help, reach out for family members, friends, and everything. Don't isolate yourself for any reason. It's a very dangerous thing, and if you have a friend, you don't stop checking on them. Check on everyone. You never know what they're going through. So reaching out to people in this, whole period, which is not yet actually done, but it's a very, very important thing because you don't know what people are going through. So it's better to check on people, and if you one of them and having an issue, don't isolate yourself. Just look out for some, reach out for friends, call people, send them a text. The more you talk to people, the more you keep yourself, engaged with though you can maybe see people physically in any case, but you can at least have the time to talk to them. That could be a helping factor. So don't ignore that. It's a very helping thing. I was in such a situation, but I happened to go through it. I'm not afraid of saying that. I do say it. I share with you, you're my friend, so I do that. So I thought that would be really important to know, or to remind you guys before I sign out from this episode. And also, I would like to thank all my listeners from all countries, the United States, the UK. I thank you for the tremendous amount of support that I've gotten from you guys, and the sharing. It's amazing, and please keep doing that. Share. You can find my podcast and any podcast where you listen your audio podcast as well. Also, if you have a YouTube channel, you can head out to Kesport. It's a YouTube channel. You can find my episodes there. But this is the audio version of it, and if you want to catch the video version of the podcast, you always can head out to Kesport, YouTube channel. That's where you can get the video version of my episodes. So for now, I'm gonna be signing out, and I really thank you for sticking around and sticking with me. I'm back on this one, so I'm looking forward to making more episodes like these, guys. So peace out, your boys out.